do I write an algorithm to find the roots of quadratic equation? We already seen the problem definition. The problem definition says that you have to accept the input which is in three quantities of type integer or floating point depending upon the user's choice. Then I am supposed to decide whether the roots are going to be real or imaginary. If they are real, then they will be either equal or unequal. And if they are imaginary, you are not supposed to go into the venture of calculating the roots. You are supposed to just display the message that the roots are imaginary and one of the tasks. If they are real, then you can use appropriate mathematical formulas and calculate the roots and display the roots. Now let's see, how do I represent the algorithm for this statement? Now as usual, an algorithm will always begin with start. Then I am supposed to ask the user to enter the coefficients. I can, in a normal algorithm, I can say read coefficients a, b, c. Or if I have to write a pseudo algorithm, then I can say printf or print a message, enter the coefficients a, b, c, or enter the coefficients of quadratic equation, read the values, wait for the user to enter the input and verify them. So those will be the only steps which will differ when you compare an algorithm with a pseudo algorithm. Now, once you read the inputs a, b, c, you have to decide whether the roots are real or imaginary. The critical term which calculates and decides whether the roots are real or imaginary will be b square minus 4ac. Now let's put a step to calculate the term b square minus 4ac, and let's store this quantity into a variable, say z. Once the value has been captured into variable z, then let's decide whether the roots are going to be real or imaginary. Now you have to put a test on z. If z is negative, it means that the root of negative will be imaginary value which we are not going to calculate. So check whether the value of z is less than 0. If z less than 0, display a message roots are imaginary, and then go to a step which will end the task. Now currently we don't have the number of the step which is going to have stop. So when you are writing an algorithm, initially what you can do is you can put dot dot dot, and later on wherever your stop appears, the step number of that stop can be copied at this particular place. So as we go ahead with the algorithm, we'll find where exactly the stop has to be written. So the number of that step will be copied at this particular place. So while writing an algorithm, you can initially start with dot 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 and later on you can put the value. If the condition is satisfied, display message and then go to a step where stop appears. If the condition is not satisfied, then you have to proceed to the next step. The next step is again to calculate z, whether it is positive or 0. If the value of z is 0, square root of 0 is 0, which means that the roots are real and equal. So in that case, your R1 and R2 will be both equal. Now let's see how to put this particular step. So check whether z equals to 0. If z is equals to 0, then display a message the roots are real and equal. And then you are supposed to go to a step where you are going to calculate the roots. Since the test is yet to be done, I don't know when I am supposed to calculate the roots. I'll just say dot dot at this place and then I'll start with the third step. Now we are waiting for the fourth step to complete. We are waiting for the fifth step to complete. If fourth fails, then automatically will proceed to fifth. If fifth fails, then it will automatically proceed to the next step. Now let's see what exactly the next step. The next step is obviously if z is neither negative nor 0, which means that z is positive, a valid positive term. If it is a valid positive term, then the roots will be real definitely and they will be unequal. In this case also, I am supposed to proceed to a step where exactly the roots are calculated. Still, I am not aware of the step where the roots are going to be calculated. Hence, let me place dot dot at this place. If the fourth is satisfied, then it has to go to end. If fifth is satisfied, it has to display this particular message and then go to the calculation part. If sixth is satisfied, then again I am supposed to go to the step where the roots are going to be calculated. If this is true, then I had to calculate. Now, since fourth is waiting for someone, fifth is waiting for someone, we know that fourth is waiting for stop, fifth is waiting for calculation, and sixth is also waiting for calculation. Let's first put a term for calculation of fifth. So if the fifth term gets satisfied, then I'm supposed to display a message, the roots are real and equal, and then go to step 7. So it means that at the fifth place where go to is written, you will put 7 so that you will calculate the roots. You will say R1 equals to R2 equals to minus B by 2A and then go to step. Once the calculations are done, here you are supposed to do the calculation and then display the roots. At this point of time, I am still unaware of the step where display is going to be done. Hence, I'll say dot 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 at this place also. Now, for fifth, I have written seventh. Similarly, for sixth, I am supposed to do one more step. So, if the sixth is hit, if the term is a positive number, you will display a message, the roots are real and unequal. Then, you will directly proceed to step number 8. Step number 8 says, calculate R1 and R2. Now, R1 and R2 are calculated as R1 equals to minus B plus square root of B square minus 4AC by 2A and minus B minus square root of B square minus 4AC by 2A. If 8th is done, then again I am supposed to proceed to step number 9. Now, step number 9 is display R1 R2. So, it means that 7th will say calculate R1 R2 and then proceed to step number 9. Similarly, 8th will say calculate R1 R2 and again proceed to step number 9. So, 5th, that is going to have 7th, 6th will be added to 8th and both 7th and 8th will be going to 9th at this place. So, 10th will be stopped. So, it means that if 4th is hit, then it will automatically go to step number 10. Now, let's fill these blank spaces. So, get an idea. 4th will say display message roots as imaginary and then go to step number 10 because now we are very sure where exactly stop appears. 5th says that if it is equal to 0, display the roots as real and equal and then go to step number 7. Step number 7, calculate the roots and then it says go to step number 9 which says roots are R1 and R2. Step number 8 says for 6, display message roots are real and unequal. Go to step number 8, do the calculations and then proceed to the calculation display part. Now let's fill these blank spaces. Now in this you will be able to find the blank spaces have been filled. If the 4th is true, go to 10 after displaying message, that is stop. If 5th is true, z equals to 0, display the roots as real and equal, then go to 7, 7 calculates, go to 9, display the roots. If 6th is done, display message roots are real and unequal, go to 8, do the calculation and then go to 9. So in 8th, after doing this calculation, you can say go to step 9. Now, in this, you can even avoid writing this particular go to step 9 because however, after 8, it will definitely go to 9 also. After that, eventually it is going to be 10. So, in short, if I had to wind up this particular example, you have seen how exactly branching is going to be done. So, branching in an algorithm will be done using a go to instruction. When you are writing the algorithm for the first time, if you are not aware exactly where it is supposed to be landing, you can say dash dash dash. And once you complete the algorithm, when you are very much sure about the step number, you can write those step number at those places. Thank you.